Okay, so this video is specifically going to show you how to simply do the bare minimums required to add an image of any kind into your game. We tend to like PNG files because they're small and they also retain transparency, which allows you to remove a background or part of a picture and it be see-through. So the number one step you're going to do is over here in the content, we have to add that content to our program, to our project. So if you right click on that, you can add. And because that file already exists, I've already saved it on my computer, I'm going to go to existing item. Okay, and you're going to need to browse to your picture folder. Okay, and there is Zargon waiting for me. I'm going to add that, and you should see over here Zargon has been added to my content. Okay, it's not in my game yet because there's no reference to that in my code, but it's ready to be added right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is up here at the top where it says public class game 1, that's the beginning of my project. Okay, all of my variables are going to go here. There's a couple of built-in system variables that are already there. We are going to add in another variable, and this variable is going to be of type texture 2D. Okay, and that's how it refers to images. There are also 3D textures, and that wording comes from the fact that textures are the color and the shadings which go on top of a wire wrap. In 2 dimensions, we don't really have that as much as we do in 3D, but it's the same idea. And then I called it Zargon. Why not call your variable the same as your file name? It's not a requirement, but it's certainly good programming practice. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. Okay, and we actually have to bring Zargon directly into the program and sync it up with my variable so that I can refer to it in my program code. So the way we do that is if you scroll down to the load content method, okay, you should already have something already in there that sort of gets the graphics created. And you're going to skip down a couple of lines of code, and the line of code that we're going to write is this one right here. And this basically says we created a variable a second ago up here called Zargon, and it's a 2-dimensional texture 2D, and we're saying, hey, let's sync that up with the actual zargon.png file over here. So this command does that, and it reads like this. Zargon is going to be equal to this.content.load. Well, this is the name of this program right here. Content, there's the word right there. Okay, and we would like to load that into our program. Okay, and the syntax requires you to put what kind of file it is here. It's a texture 2D, and then the exact name and spelling of that file right there, exact spelling right here inside quotes, and you would not put the .png or .jpeg or .mp4 or whatever the file type was. You would not put that there. It's not required. And that line of code right there actually loads this content into the game so that from now on I can refer to that picture as Zargon. Okay, and so that's actually enough to actually allow ourselves to display a picture on the screen. So those 3 steps that we've already done are the first 3 steps, and so what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to our draw method, where all of our actual draw code happens. The first line of code is already there, as you should know, and that's your that wipes the screen clean every 60th of a second, so 60 times per second, and sticks a color background in there. In this case, cornflower blue. And then all of our graphics code is going to be placed between a spritebatch.begin and a spritebatch.end. You'll end up having 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe 5, who knows, commands that will allow you to bring a picture. So the way this reads is spritebatch.draw is the command you'll use that is used for drawing images on the screen. The first argument is Zargon, and that's the name of the picture that we loaded into our content, and also the name of the variable that we use. So that is the first thing. The second thing is a rectangle. And for right now, since this is going to be just a stationary picture, we'll just make a rectangle right here. And there are reasons for this, which we'll explain later. But basically, a rectangle is the first argument is the x-coordinate from the top left, the y-coordinate, how many pixels wide you would like your picture and how many pixels high you would like your picture. So at point 50-50, at vector 50-50, I would like to have a picture of Zargon. It will be 100 pixels wide, 100 pixels high. And then the last thing, most of the time this will be color.white. It doesn't mean white, it actually means original color. But if you wanted to give a red tint to your picture for some reason, maybe to show that something was highlighted or hovered over, you could actually alter your colors right here. And so anyway, so we're ready to display that. So if we run our program now, we should see Zargon at 50 pixels over, 50 pixels down, and he is about 100 by 100. Okay, just so I can prove to you that I'm right, why don't we say at over 300, down 100, and let's make our picture 50 pixels wide and 200 pixels high. We'll see if that goes over 300, down 100, and it gives us a picture that is very high and very narrow. And there it is. We are over 300. Okay, we are down 100, we are 50 pixels wide, and we are 200 pixels high. So you can see how you can use those numbers to manipulate your images on the screen. So there's the end of our image insertion.